Hey y'all, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with a love reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general love message, so whatever I see is what I'm going to read. And if you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe and become an official sunflower, okay? And to all of my returning sunflowers, welcome back. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy for the chance to read for you. And I hope that this resonates. I hope it gives you the comfort, confirmation, or clarity, or whatever it is that you are seeking from this reading. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We start today's reading with the Five of Swords going into the Six of Swords, which lets me know that there was an ultimatum put down. Okay, somebody said, are you in or are you out? It's my way or the highway. Either you choose to treat me with respect, decency, you upgrade the communication, you answer the phone when I call you, right? All of these little things, or we're done, because we can be done, right? I feel like you chose to walk away from a situation because the communication just was not above board. Like, this person, I feel like, operated with like using deception as a tactic, or or they were very manipulative in their communication. They would only say certain things or give you certain details, just so you wouldn't ask too many more questions or worry too much about what was going on. Now, I won't say that this person was cheating or anything like that, because I don't see that. This is past energy. I just see you basically laying down the law and saying, hey, this is going to be my way or you're going to get out of here. And I see this person like you, and not even necessarily it's going to be my way or you have to leave. It was like, it's going to be my way or I'm leaving. I'm walking away, because what you're looking for is something solid, stable, secure, and also safe. I think safe is a really key word for you at this time in your life. You're looking for something that feels safe. You don't want to play games with people. You don't want to be with anybody who thinks that they're bigger than the program, because they're not. Nobody is. You are looking to align with somebody who already runs your program. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes when people say, oh, they thought they were bigger than the program, other people hear that as, oh, I couldn't control them, or they wouldn't do everything I wanted them to do. When really it's just, you're incompatible. That's what that sounds like to me. They thought they were bigger than the program means to me, we're incompatible. There's no reason for us to continue doing this, because it's not going to work out. You don't want the things that I want. You can't communicate the way that I receive communication. You can't show me love the way that I receive love. So therefore, this isn't gonna work out. This isn't gonna happen. And I think it's so mature of you to recognize that. I do see you being very, very mature in this situation. I see you just choosing, okay, you don't want to operate like that. I'm comfortable walking away, and you did. At the center of the spread, which is kind of your current energy right now, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is an energy of isolation. To me, it feels very, very intentional, okay? You potentially walked away from somebody that you didn't want to walk away from, okay? And whenever that happens, there's always kind of this period of time where we're kind of grieving or mourning that loss. You might have stopped going out. If you're a very extroverted, social person, you might not be talking to all the people that you normally talk to or doing all the things that you normally do. You might be just really keeping to yourself and kind of going into hermit mode here. We actually have the Hermit on the spread, Virgo energy. You could have that in your chart. You don't have to. We also have the Empress card with Libra here. Just confirmation for some of you guys who need that or want that. But I just feel like you are definitely kind of retreating back into yourself, which is interesting because the holiday season is coming up. If you see this when I record this, which you may not, the message is good. Whenever you see this, the message is good. But for those of you who see it and resonate with it, a few weeks around the time that I posted, especially with the holidays coming up, it's like you don't even necessarily feel like, oh, I want to go out, I want to celebrate, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, it's not saying you don't want to spend time with your family. It's not saying you don't want to be around your friends and things like that. But I definitely see you isolating yourself from this person, okay? I see you isolating yourself in the sense that you don't have the energy, because I feel like this was a great loss for you. I don't think you want to admit that. I don't think that you would say that to somebody else if they asked, but I think that you saw this person as potentially a counterpart, potentially as wish fulfillment. I feel like you might be in the feminine energy here. We have the Empress, the Five of Cups, and what is that? The Star, Aquarius energy also for those of you. Clarifying this Nine of Pentacles, which is this overall energy of I can do bad all by myself. I can do bad all by myself. I don't need anybody here with me. I can pay my own bills. I got my own place. I work my own job. I can take care of myself. I'm an independent person. But you thought you found somebody who was going to lighten your load. And I think, honestly, it's not just about one person lightening the other person's load. I think in very complementary relationships, both people's loads get lightened, right? That's what I think. That's how I feel. And because there are so many pentacles here, I just see this having an implication of something tangible. It could be money, it could be finances, it could be acts of service, it could be quality time that this person wasn't willing to compromise or see your standards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something tangible. It's something like here in the world. Some ways in which they did not show up for you to prove that they were a safe person for you to love. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords, which feels like being trapped, being bound to a situation that no longer brings you joy or comfort or anything. Being bound to a situation that you felt like you couldn't get out of on your own. You needed this person to kind of release you in a way. I think what you're looking for right now, what you're trying to find in isolation, is closure. And I think that you will find that. What's interesting to me is that there's somebody new here with this Prince of Chalices. There's somebody new here. If this doesn't represent the person that you've walked away from, coming back and apologizing to you and wanting to get things back on track, then it represents a new person. It represents a new person coming in. You don't know this person very well. You have no idea what they're about or what they're on, but they are kind of coming to you at a time. And I'm going to show y'all both together. They're coming to you at a time where you're not necessarily in the mood. Like, you're not necessarily entertaining offers. Let's say it like that. You're not entertaining offers at this time. Okay? Very professional, very demure. No, I just feel like they're coming to you at a time where you're not necessarily interested in seeing anybody. You kind of are just a little bit done, a little bit fed up. You're still open. You don't want to shut this person down in the sense, like, you don't want to be like, get off my back, stop DMing me. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to totally shut it down, but it's like you're not necessarily giving it any attention. You're not fighting it, but you're also not necessarily giving it any attention. I do see you kind of coming into the energy, the future energy is kind of coming into an energy where your heart is more open because you've kind of refilled yourself. If you overgave to the last relationship, the last connection, the last situation that you were in, if you were pouring until you were empty, depleted, exhausted, dry, okay, then I feel like you're coming into a time where you're refilling yourself. This isolation that you're in right now is recharging you. It's refueling you. This is how you get back to who you are, remembering how good your love is, because you're going to remember to pour it back into yourself at this time. So all the self-care, the self-love, however that manifests in 3D for you, keep doing that, because you will return to 100% again. You just need to let yourself charge for a little bit. There are new opportunities. There's a potential for a new relationship here. I don't feel strongly that it's this old person. For those of you who want this person back, the person from your past back, I don't really see that being a thing. But for those of you who want that, this could represent that. But I see this being somebody new. Like I said, they could be a Virgo. Not really sure. I just see this being somebody you haven't really dealt with yet, because I feel like there's a level of optimism and clarity that you have with this new person coming in that you didn't have before. This person is not going to leave you second guessing. I feel like this person is going to keep things light and fun. It's not going to be heavy. It's not going to be serious. But just because it's fun, it'll also still feel safe, which is occasionally sometimes the compromise we think we have to make in romantic relationship. Either it's exciting and fun, or it's healthy and safe. You can have all of those things in one relationship. You know what I'm saying? All of it. You can have it all. Just saying. All right, let's clarify this Prince of Chalices. I want to know a little bit more about this Prince of Chalices energy, just so I can like really see if this is new or old, because I really do feel like it's new. We have the Seven of Cups. Oh, okay. So basically, Spirit is saying, look, you have plenty of options. You have plenty of options. There could be somebody specific who stands out to you when I talk about this new person, or just somebody who's interested in you, who has shown interest in you kind of at this time of isolation. But you have so many options. Like I said, there may just be one person who sticks out to you, but there's a lot of people who have their eye on you right now. There are so many people who are just willing and ready to just hop on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be like naughty or anything, but yeah, there are so many people who are willing and ready to give you some attention, show you some love. You know what I'm saying? Let me get one more for the Prince of Chalices here. Yeah, we have the Princess of Chalices. This is an evolution of those emotions, right? Because when we think about the prince to the princess, there's a hierarchy in this deck, right? It's prince, princess, queen, and then king, then queen. Okay. So the hierarchy here would suggest that there's an evolution of emotion that's happening. The Prince of Chalices is kind of feeling things, and kind of dipping a toe and like kind of trying to experiment and see what's really going on. But the Princess of Chalices is like, here is my heart. Would you like to hold it? It's much more like emotionally open and very emotionally strong. Okay. I feel like if you don't know who to choose, or if there's a lot of people throwing themselves at you right now, there's going to be somebody who does stand out. And also for those of you who feel like this might be a past person, I think that you are going to wait for some sort of grand gesture. It's like an apology isn't enough. You really need them to show up and shine, to show up for you in a way that you can really, like, I don't know, sink your teeth into. I don't know why that just came in my mind. I don't really say that, but you really want to be able to feel this person's love, to feel this person's adoration, to feel this person's I'm sorry, their regret, their remorse, and the things that they say to you and how they present themselves to you. You want to be able to feel that. And I think until you do, you won't be sure whether this person, the past person, is really into you or not. The Seven of Swords being at the bottom of the deck talks to me about somebody being a little bit emotionally manipulative. Because what did I say here? We got the prince, the princess. Now we have the king of cups, the king of chalices. Okay. You're worried that somebody might be a little bit emotionally manipulative. Now, this is a new person. Pay attention to the red flags. Okay. Because I can only read them as deeply as they are a part of your energy. Okay. Pay attention to the red flags. If this is somebody that you've already dealt with, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to try to use words to manipulate your emotions. Okay. They're going to try to communicate with it, like emotional leverage. Okay. They're going to try to guilt trip you or make you feel bad for feeling what you're feeling or separating yourself from them, even though you know it's in your best interest. Talk to me about this Ace of Chalices. Talk to me about this Ace of Chalices for Cancer, please. This will be the last one, then I'll let y'all go. We got the Four of Cups. Whatever this is, whoever's coming in, you're not actually interested. Chariot, this is your energy. Bottom of the deck, Cancer, coming through real strong. I don't really see you entertaining anything else right now. I don't see you really being interested in anybody else right now or any kind of other relationship. For those of you, this is your ex coming back. You're going to pass. You're going to pass on that. I feel like by the time they come back and by the time they even muster up enough courage to really show you something, you're already going to be moved on. You're already going to be done. And for those of you who have lots of offers or lots of people interested in you or lots of eyes on you, right? Or just some very select number of people who are like actually DMing you and saying, hey, let's go on a date or that sort of thing. I feel like you're just not interested. You're waiting for somebody to stand out. When it is time for you to move forward with somebody, I don't want you settling thinking, oh, well, I guess this will be my last chance or nobody else is going to talk to me again or that sort of thing. I don't really see you moving like that. I see you moving from a place of knowing who you are, how solid, how stable, how secure you are in your own energy, giving yourself the love that you've been giving out for free for all these years. You're recharging yourself, you're rejuvenating yourself. And I think that you're going to get to a point where whatever this past person is doing and whatever these people are doing around you doesn't even bother you, because you know that this grieving period, this time that you are dedicated to kind of getting closure on this situation is going to be well worth it. It's going to put you back into an energy of not really needing anything outside of yourself to validate your worth, your beauty, your love, or anything of the sort, right? And I really applaud you for that. This looks really, really positive. I'm really pleased with this energy today, honestly. Good job, Cancer. But also, I just don't see anybody coming through who's really going to shake your tree. I don't see anybody coming through who's really going to show you something that you haven't already seen before. But I do see that being a requirement in order for you to be willing to take that leap again. But never lose your faith and love. All right, Cancer, this is what I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening some way. Comment below if this resonated with you, and I will be with you next time.